That's it. We are live. Thank you guys so much for coming. Welcome to the Secrets to Longevity. My name is Marquita Smith. I'm the marketing coordinator for Always There Home Care. Valerie Jones is the director. She's a registered nurse. She's the founder of Always There Home Care, and she's been in this business for over 40 years, just really working with those who have need of care in various areas of life. Natia Jones is my assistant. She works with me in marketing. She's been just a great help as we've been putting this all together, and we just want to welcome you all. Thank you all for coming. Others may join us, they may slip in quietly, but we are just so glad that you all are here with us here at this presentation we're doing at the health department. Now, Always There Home Care is located on Cannon Boulevard, which is in the city, the center of the city center where the fountain is. We're behind there on Cannon Boulevard. That's where our office is held. We do trainings, and of course, if you'd like to come in and get more information, you can, but we also come to you. What you have in front of you is our packet of information. So you guys can look at that, where everything you need will be found there. The first thing you'll see is that my card is there in the front. Again, my name is Marquita Smith. I'm the marketing coordinator, but the number to the office is also listed there. So you can call us if you need more information. But you can also call us for a free assessment or free consultation for yourself, for a loved one, for a friend who may possibly need home care services. Maybe you're not sure if home care is the way to go or how much care will be needed, because we provide home care services all the way from companion care, which is just someone sitting with someone, making sure that they're okay, keeping them active and social, all the way up to skilled nursing care, and everything in between. And so if you're not sure what you might need or what your friend or family member or loved one may need, we will do a free assessment. We'll come out to you, to where you live or where they live, to really find out with regard to the needs, what challenges they're having, also what challenges they have meeting those regular activities of daily living. As they're trying to go out their regular day, what challenges are they incurring? We'll find that out. We'll assess the living situation, because sometimes just being at home can be the challenge. The stairs, the way the hallway slants, there's certain things that may be the challenge for the person at home. And so we'll assess that. All this is free and really help you to determine what level of care is needed. We don't just provide the resource that we give, we also will help you to find other organizations that may meet some of your other needs as well. And so the goal is to make sure that all the needs are met for you, your loved one, your friend, your community member, because we don't want people to have to leave their home if they don't have to. Home is the best place for you to be if you're able to be at home. And we want people to be comfortable and healthy at home, which is another reason why we're doing this presentation today. We want to actually talk about the 7 secrets to longevity, to keep you active and vital and thriving throughout life, that you might just really enjoy every aspect of it for every day of your life. And really, a lot of these secrets, they don't just improve the quality of life, they improve the length of life. Hence the term secrets of longevity. They actually can improve how long you're able to bless us all by being here and being you. And so we want to share this with as many people as possible. We want to share it with you. We want to share it with others that you may come in contact with. And as I was sharing, we are broadcasting live on YouTube now, and it'll be recorded and archived, so you can go back to it and watch it. But we come out and do these presentations for organizations, we do them for small groups, and this is interactive. So though others may go on and watch it, you're going to get the most benefit, because you'll be able to interact and ask questions, and no one will see your face, but you're able to answer your questions and really get involved, because I'm not just going to be speaking, we'll be working together as we look at really how to lengthen the lives of those that we love in our own lives, and how to improve the quality of life, because that's what's important. If we don't improve the quality of life, then lengthening of life is not a great thing. We want to have long, healthy, happy lives. Does that make sense? So feel free, jump right in there, ask questions, get involved. And remember, you do have this packet, this complete packet of information. This is yours to take with you. You've got Always There Home Care pen and sugar-free candy on your table. We've got our refreshments in the back that you can continue to help yourself to. But I do want to just point out to you what is in your packet, as you may review it later or just look over it a little as we're talking. This is a general overview letter that you're going to find on the side of your packet. It tells a lot about us. We do home care, but we do so much more. We also provide trainings. for individuals who are interested in this field, because we want to make sure that compassionate and professional people stay in this, that they can continue to provide the care that is needed. And so we help people to really improve their skills in this field. We provide CNA training, medication aid training, CPR, first aid training, personal care aid training, lots of training. These trainings for trainers so that people can continue to be really well versed in this field, and not just in the thinking of it, but the heart of it as well. And so we want to make sure that people are able to be licensed, certified, and have the things that they should have. We work well with those who are coming from other states, because a lot of times people have been doing this for years and they're licensed in a state, and they come here and it's like, well, I need Virginia and I don't have it. And we help them navigate that process, because we want people who are who love doing this work and are good at this work to really get to work. We want them to be available to those who need that care. And so we work with individuals in that area as well. Now you see here, this is our home care brochure. This one has lots of the home care services that we provide. You'll see that, you know, the companion care and CNA services that we can provide, some like housekeeping and meal preparation and things like that. So you'll see that in here as well. And a lot of the other things we provide. And beside it, you're going to see this pamphlet, which is Consumer Directed Loan Waiver Services. And this is for people who are directing their own care. And they're part of a waiver service through Medicaid. We're actually listed as one of those Medicaid providers, which you'll see in this cover letter, that we can help people who are directing their own care to make sure they're really getting what they need, they're connecting with the proper resources, because we are on the provider list to do that. Now, on the left side of your packet, you're going to see two other brochures, and these are for individuals who are interested in this field. We've got the nurse aid training program, and we've got the medication aid training program. And these are trainings that we provide ongoing throughout the year. And so individuals would just need to call us and register for the next upcoming training. On that left side, you also have a training schedule, which you'll see is the third page back there. This is the schedule of our regular trainings. And so if you know people who are interested in this field, or if you'd like to be a companion, which is a wonderful thing to get involved and be a help to someone else, certainly you can come out and participate in these trainings. And we hire from the training pool, but we also can help you to find placement if you'd like to work in a doctor's office or a hospital as well. Because again, we want to make sure that professional, compassionate people are working in this field. Now, there's two other things in your packet that I want to make sure that you see. One of them is going to really detail the services that we provide, because we do very specific things for families, also for social workers, case managers, and discharge planners, and then also for those who are interested in working in this field. And a lot of the things we do are free. You'll see the first 3 bullet points, 2 or 3 for each of the categories. It says free, 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 because we provide a lot of free services, because it really is the heart of Ms. Jones and all of us who work with Always Their Home Care to make sure that people get the care that they need. Additionally, and this is the last sheet that I want to make sure that you all see, is our self-care suggestions for caregivers. And this is something, we have extras of those on this table right here by the gift basket. And the reason we bought extras for this one, because you may know other caregivers, and we want to make sure, there they are right there, Ms. Jones just set them on the table. You want to make sure that people who are caring for their loved ones are really also caring for themselves. That is one of the first and best things that we can do when caring for our family members, is to make sure that we're healthy and that we're fulfilled and that we get the help we need also, because nobody can do this by themselves. A lot of times our sense of duty and responsibility will tell us that we've got to take it on and handle it and do it all alone, but that's really, it's not realistic. It's not realistic, it's not healthy. And so we want to make sure provide this information for caregivers to release the guilt, release the fear, release the anxiety, and allow caregivers to see what will help them to be healthy as they're providing for their loved ones. Because if they are healthy, they're going to provide great care for the one that they love. And that's what we want. We want individuals who are living a healthy life, but also caring for and loving their family members. And this is where home care can come into play. That you might be able to have someone come in and then relieve some of that pressure and provide some of the care while you do other things. Additionally, we can help caregivers find out how to become the paid caregiver for their family member. Because there are services that will help you to replace the income you lose by being home caring for your loved one, because it's just like paying someone else. The money would still be going somewhere. So it helps you to still take care of the things financially that you need to take care of while caring for your loved one. And these are all the free services that we provide to help people make these types of connections. Because if you can't finance the care, and though we can determine that it's needed, you still won't get it. And so we want to help make sure you connect with those resources, interact with insurance companies and Medicaid and doctors in the proper way that you get approvals and get the care that's needed. Any questions about that before we move on? Yes, ma'am.
You're mentioning Medicare.
Medicaid, yes.
What about Medicare?
We're not Medicare providers right now. There are some that are, I believe.
Yeah, but Medicare doesn't pay for this particular kind of service. Medicare pays for care in the home when you're getting a skilled service already from them, but they don't pay for personal care as a rule. So but that's something that we will discuss with you and try to help you, guide you in the area of how to get the kind of insurance that would possibly take care of that. Or if you're not eligible, at least show you how you can figure out a way to afford some level of care.
That's a good question. Any other questions about that? Yes.
What if the person is getting Medicaid?
The individual that needs the care?
Yeah.
In the Medicaid, in that case, provided we go through the approval process, Medicaid would then pay for the care. And that's the whole point, is that we help you navigate that system, because it is not user-friendly. It's not set up for people to, get right to what they need immediately. But Ms. Jones and the staff are very familiar with it. And so the goal is to help you navigate that. You can get what you need, get the approvals, get the payments in, that you can pay for the service and the care that you actually need. Because that's what's important. The coordination between what the doctor's saying you need and what the nurse is saying you need, and Medicaid agreeing with that, and then making the payments for that type of care for the number of hours, for the days of the week that they're actually needed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good question.
And one more point we might want to tell you, sometimes people think because they don't qualify for Medicaid because they think that they have to do their indigent. The waiver process are not as stringent for somebody needing personal care or getting a waiver as in just a regular Medicaid. Those are the kind of things that we would kind of enlighten you about. Okay, so even though you think you may not qualify, it's always better to try and let them tell you no, and then some of them know what you need.
That's great. Great questions. And we will be here after the training if you have any more questions. And again, this information packet is for you. If you need any more information, if you need more pamphlets, more brochures, we have some home care brochures here. We do also have the little refrigerator cards, is what I call them, which you see they're folded in half in front of you, just so that you can put in a magnet on your refrigerator, and it will remind you that we provide free assessments and free consultations. And that these are the home care services we provide. And then if you are in need of something, or you know someone else, you can give them that card, or you can contact us at the office, and we will come out to do that assessment or provide that free consultation to make sure, again, that the needs are being met. Yes, sir.
So when a doctor is normally providing care for an elderly person, are they good at sort of monitoring what the needs would be for someone in reference to these services, and then they say, well, maybe you should have home care, or maybe you should have, do they think like that?
No, sir. From my experience, they do not. And I'll certainly let Ms. Jones chime in. And the reason I say this is because they've got lots of patients. They've got a long, patient roll list. And so they're coming in and they're checking out what's going on with the patient, and they're making diagnoses. But they're not always great at taking it to the next level as to what, creating a plan of care of how we want to help this person get back into a place of health. So what I would suggest is talking to a home care agency such as ours, sharing what has the doctor diagnosed, because they're going to do that. That is their part. These are the diagnoses. That's important. You need to know those. Then the home care agency, like Valley is a registered nurse, so she sends out LPNs as well. So we've got LPNs and RNs that will look at those diagnoses, assess the home environment and the home situation, and then say, with all of this in mind, you probably should have this type of care. Then they will help you make that connection with the doctor, because the doctor then has to write that down. And the wording is very important, how they write it. So then the insurance company or Medicaid goes, okay, this is needed. Does that make sense? If we don't mention it, they will assume that there is this miracle caregiver that's at home able to do this. Does that make sense? That there isn't always that question. Is there someone who can facilitate this? It's not always that discussion is initiated by the family or by the patient. Yes, ma'am.
One more thing is when people go to the doctor, the people who actually need the care, a lot of times are not aware that they have begun to need the care. So when they go to the doctor, they don't say, you know, doctor, I think I need some personal, I need somebody to help me out. They just keep going to the doctor. The only time the doctor may even notice that they're deteriorating, because we may see them once a month or every 2 months, is maybe they come in and they're not as meticulously cared for as they have been in over the years. They might still maybe something's going on. But by that time, you probably would have needed care before then. So that's why we say doctors aren't always the best people to spot out when you're ready for that. So we do move around about them and kind of give them some hints on when times that somebody may be needing some care.
Great question. It's a great question. Yes, sir.
In your booklet, Consumer Directed Long-Term Care
Yes.
Payment Services, there's a statement, maybe you could elaborate or add to the statement. It says, did you know that if you have a long-term care visitor, you can choose a family member, civil servant, to become your personal care assistant in your home, and they can receive paid compensation. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes.
Sure.
Go ahead.
With the clients who get the Medicaid, they have the waivers come under the Medicaid insurance. And if you have one of those waivers and they've agreed that you meet the criteria, and if you I feel comfortable in my house, because it's hard when somebody, when they get older, start letting strangers in the house and people coming in and saying, I'm gonna wash dishes now. I don't wash dishes this morning, I do them in the afternoon. You know, so there's a whole lot of things that have to be changed. But somebody who already knows how you like things done. So of course we want to make that, and our goal is, even though we like you to be in our agency, we do that kind of care too, because we want you to have the best care for you. Not the best care for our agency, but what works best for you, because that means that that's going to be our patient who stays with us the longest. And so we want that for you, and we go ahead and guide you through that process as well. So you might have, like, let's say you have a daughter who comes over every day. You might have her go through the process of getting cleared through Medicaid, and they have a but we do then as the agency, we do what we call service facilitation. It's hard to work through the government systems. Anybody ever tried to navigate those? They are difficult. So what we do is we go help you. We'll say, okay, here's where you are now in the process. Let's move on from here. You get to a place, I'll tell you what to do. Then you go ahead and do that. If you meet a block, you call me, and I help you get through that process, and then we move you on to the next process. And if it's really, really hard and you just can't do the whole process, we will recommend, okay, you can't do the process. We then will recommend, well, maybe you ought to try the agency. But even at that point, like we had one lady, one family, we just said, they spoke another language, and it was really hard getting through the process with them. So I found an agency that spoke their language, and I said, we want you to go over here, because it's not about what our agency, can do. It's about what you need. That's really the most important thing for us. So does that answer your question? Okay, great.
You have a great question. Any other questions? Great question. Wonderful. So let us look at the 7 secrets to longevity. The first secret to longevity, and I actually have them listed in order on the flyer if you all have the flyer. The very first one is nutrition. We're going to look at nutrition first because it affects so many other areas, and nutrition is key to what we really need, particularly as we're growing older. A healthy diet can help preserve brain function and memory. It can help protect against disease. It can lower the risk of developing chronic health conditions, helps to maintain a healthy weight and lower the risk for diabetes and high blood pressure. And all of these things become very important as we are partaking in whatever comes into our bodies, our beverages and our food. All this is a part of our nutrition. And so as we're getting older, this becomes really important. Nutrition needs may say the same. Like you may need the same vitamins. You may need the same minerals. You may even need more vitamins and minerals. But the number of calories that you need decreases as you get older. And what that means, you can eat foods that don't give you a lot of what you need nutritionally, and they will fill you quickly, but your body hasn't received anything that it needs, and it becomes a lot more detrimental as we get older and older. So everything we eat, and this is true for all of our lives, but especially as we're getting older, everything we eat is essential to really feeding our body what it needs to keep going and being healthy and functioning as it's supposed to function. The things that are high in calories but low in nutrition, not only do they starve our body from the things that they need, they actually can feed illnesses. By feeding us too much sugar and too much salt, those things can actually cause us to be imbalanced in certain important areas of life. And so what we want to look at now, we're going to talk about some of the things that we eat, whether they're good for us or whether they're not. Now, of course, I have a list of things here that are important, but I want you guys to just point out what are some good ways to get protein. When you think about good ways to get proteins, we know we want to get protein, but we can also get lots of empty calories when we get protein. We can get a lot of fat, which is what we want to avoid, but we still need the protein, which you can get from meats and things like that. But what are some other ways, besides a big old hamburger, what are some other ways we can get proteins into our system?
Nuts.
Beans, nuts, yes.
Eggs.
Eggs, exactly. Cheese, exactly. So these are great foods that are going to give us that nutrition and not as much of the fat, like if I'm eating a fried meat. Does that make sense? So if I'm thinking about it, what you want to look at is that you want to use your calories wisely. So everything you eat, you want to look at, is it giving me nutrition with the calories? Or is it just giving me the calories? Because if it's just giving you the calories, it's actually robbing you. The older you get, the more damage it's doing. Does that make sense? And so we look at proteins as one, and that's a good one. Because as we get older, again, you can get full quickly. And so eating like a cheeseburger, eating fried chicken, it can fill you up quickly, but it hasn't always given you all those things that you need. But if you've got beans, nice bean salad, you've got nuts in your salad, or as a healthy snack. Does that make sense? Because snacking can be detrimental now. There's snacks that we can eat that can cause us those same problems as I was talking about, like the fried foods, because a lot of the snacks can be fried. So what are some of those detrimental snacks you guys can think of that probably we should stay away from because they're not giving us any nutritional value?
Potato chips.
Potato chips. That's going to be the king of all bad snacks. Exactly, because the potato is good for us. But after they've done all that stuff to it, it's got your salt, it's got your fat. It's not something that our bodies really need. We can be clogging arteries and we're going to fill up, but we haven't received the nutrition that we need because all the nutrition of potatoes is gone by now. So the nutritional content has gone way down, but my caloric intake, I'm getting lots of calories, that has gone way up in the bag of potato chips. And anything else you can think of, snacks that we just throw in our mouths, but probably we should stay away from if we're trying to get more nutrition and less calories. Candy, yes, ice cream, exactly. That's why I got y'all the sugar-free candy. Because you do sometimes want something that's sweet. But what I've started to do is to replace those sweets with fruits. So instead of eating the candies and the ice creams, and things like that, I'll eat fruit when I have a sweet tooth, because at least I'm getting nutrition with that. If I'm eating fruit, those fruits, each one of them have some type of nutritional value for me. And if I'm eating multicolored fruit, they talk about nowadays the thing is eating your colors. If I got blueberries and strawberries and pineapples, I'm getting all different types of nutrients out of those fruits. A nice fruit salad can be a good meal, actually, not even just a snack, but it can satisfy my sweet tooth without doing the damage of giving me that sugar that I don't really need. So this is going to be natural sugar. It's coming straight from the fruit itself and not that processed white sugar coming from a candy or something else. Does that make sense? Good. Now, what about caffeine? What are we thinking about drinking our coffee? Should we cut back on that? You can't talk about it. You can't talk about caffeine. Yes, ma'am.
If you make it like I make it, which is colored water,
Okay.
my doctor says I can drink the whole pot.
Because you've watered it down some.
12 cups of water to 2 tea bags.
Wow. Okay.
12 cups of water to 3 teaspoons of coffee.
Of coffee. Wow.
So I can drink the whole pot. It's fine for me.
Mhm.
I don't add sugar. I drink my tea straight.
Right. That's
Now my
great.
coffee, I add a little bit of milk,
Mm-hmm.
but just a little.
And see, and that works. I know some of you guys probably say, no, can't do it. But one of the things we want to do, because we're not going to change everything. Remember, this is not just about longevity of life. You know, I want to enjoy life also. But if I make changes in lots of areas, then there's some areas where I can afford to do what I like. Does that make sense? But I can't do everything in a way that's not good for me, because then I'm going to have all types of negative adverse effects. Does that make sense?
The coffee is supposed to be good for you, though.
But we have we tend to drink lots of it in comparison to like other countries, and strong coffee. Like it has become the thing to get the strongest type of coffee with the most, caffeine we can possibly get. And it's also because of the way our culture is moving, we actually demand more of ourselves than is healthy. And so we do that to make our bodies overproduce when really we should be resting and coming down some, which we're going to talk about when we get to sleep, which is another one of those secrets. And so just like the lady was just sharing with us, as I can decrease that, I can bring it down, then it can be what is really a normal level if we look internationally. But the United States is going to be the leader and going way over when it comes to our standard is not normal.
Well, what about your herbal teas then? Because you do have herbs, and I mean not one.
Yeah, with actual herbs, yes.
I mean the herbs.
Mm-hmm. Those are excellent for us. And a lot of them are naturally decaffeinated. A lot of them don't have caffeine because all you're doing is really partaking of the herb itself. Many of them are just wonderful. Like Sweet Annie is great. I think it heals like everything. There's so many different herbs, but to really get the natural herb itself, and then to make the tea from that herb is going to be very healthy for you. But when we use our regular store-bought teas, the Black Paycoat and the other type of teas, the Liptons and things like that, and then we make them really strong and lots of sugar, and that's when now we've gone overboard and it's no longer healthy for us. So that's very, very good. Yes.
From time to time, of course, it depends on the sauce, the health sauce. But in the newspapers, like 6 months ago, caffeine had a negative aspect. And then just recently, it was mentioned that caffeine could be very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the key word probably is moderation, like what you pointed out. You don't go to excess just because someone says coffee is okay. 2 cups in the morning should be tops,
Mm-hmm. We go all day.
But all during the day, you end up with 6 or 8 cups.
Exactly, and that's going to affect you in other ways as well, and we're going to talk about that as well, because what it does do to us, that stimulant, what it's doing to our body and stimulating everything. Actually, we don't want to overstimulate. Caffeine can do that. It will overstimulate your body's systems, even not just you trying to be active. It will do more than what we bargained for. And you're exactly right. Moderation is going to be so important in so many of these things. Exactly. And the fads will change. Like just exactly as he was saying, this time they say this and the next time they say this. But if we find what works for us and what's healthy for us and we do small amounts of it, then those things can be consistently good for us. Unless it has been identified by your doctor that you need to have it at all. And that's one thing I do want to stress, because all of our bodies are different and we have different things going on with our bodies. If someone mentions, like your doctor, you have a nutritionist who's actually looking at your health and looking at your nutrition, and they say you don't need this at all in your life, what I would suggest to you is find a substitute, because turkey is hard. If there's something you don't need, find something that's healthy that satisfies whatever it is that you're looking for. Like I said, my sugars, I've replaced with my fruits, and find a replacement, because the cold turkey doesn't last long usually. It'll last a day or two, and then we're back to what we really like. But it's causing some adverse effects. We want to be healthy, but we want to be happy. So you can ask for what some substitutes can be. Ask the doctor, ask the nutritionist, what can I replace this with that would still be good for me, but wouldn't cause this effect that you're telling me. Like some people have been taken off of shellfish. They love like crab cake. They make those out of fish now, but you can get just regular minced fish. It's not a shellfish, but it's minced fish, and they can make crab, imitation crab out of it, imitation lobster, and those things because those shellfish can affect gout and certain other things. And so if you've been taken off of something, we want to adhere to it because we want to live long and healthy. It's really hard to eat a meal and then you can't walk the next day. That's a big payoff. You paid a lot for that lobster or for those oysters. You see what I mean? So we want to replace those things with other things that we do like and can enjoy that may still give us the flavor, but not necessarily the effects. Replacement is always going to be best, and then of course moderation. We're eating well and we're happy about it. If we eat rice cakes all day long, we might live long, but we might not be happy. We want to be happy about it. Wonderful. Now, the next thing we want to look at is exercise, and these two work very well together. But you're starting with that nutrition because it's going to make all the difference from the inside out, and then we go into a good place of exercise. You don't want to shift into a strong exercise regimen, but you're not looking at your nutritional habits as well, because what we eat can drain energy from us as opposed to giving us those things we need. Like for example, we're talking about the nutrition that will give us the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that we need. That actually fuels us to be able to exercise. It will fuel us to be able to continue to move our bodies as we're feeding our bodies the right things. And so you want to make sure that you keep moving, because this is the second key, exercise. Keep moving is the second secret to longevity. And you want to move at the pace that your body is able to move. You want to do things that work with your body, and just it's going to take your body out of that place of not movement, but it's not going to push you past where you should. You even do exercises within the chair or exercises on the wall. And the reason, and this is why I have my handy dandy chair here, is because you want to make sure that you're healthy when you're exercising and that you're safe, because balance can be a challenge. You don't want to, you may not even realize you have balance issues until you do something. And then you realize, wow, I have challenge with balance. And so you want to make sure that there's something to stabilize you. Like I've got something right here. My hand is right here, so that if I want to do something, I'm connected to something that's not going to move. You can also do exercises on the wall and exercises in the chair. One example that I give to people is because I'm standing up against this wall, and let's say it were flat and didn't have this chair railing, that's going to be your best option. It's a flat wall, because then what you can do is you can stand up straight and you can make sure that your back is straight. Because a lot of times when we exercise wrongly, we're actually causing harm to our bodies. But if I'm up against a flat wall, then that's going to keep my back straight. So I want to keep my back up against that wall. And then I can just do squats, down and up. And if I'm able to do that, then I'm doing great work for my thighs, and I've got the wall right there. So I'm not worried about falling back or falling forward. I'm balancing against the wall, and it's keeping my posture. That's important. I don't want to do any damage to my lower back or my muscles there, but I can do that right while I'm watching TV, just going up and down, and not too hard, not too far. It's good for the knees, good for the thighs. And I can also do things right in my chair. You can do exercises with your hands and with your arms, because dexterity, being able to move those things well, is so important. And that anything that's moved constantly will continue to move well, unless there is like an actual health challenge, like arthritis or something like that. But otherwise, and even those, you can actually get treated by a doctor. But if you're able to move your arms up and down, you can do that while you're sitting in the chair watching TV. That can actually help. You can stretch, you can do stretches in your chair. Now, I'm not worried about balance because I'm seated. And these are great exercises to do for yourself, great exercise to do with a family member, to make sure that they still keep their balance, but they're able to maintain some of that movement. Even finger exercises, like you put your hand up and then you walk your fingers down, like I'm walking down a wall. That actually helps to keep my fingers moving. And so walk my hand down the wall. I can even do things with my legs and with my feet. Some people who get aggressive, they get the little weights from Walmart, and then they can just lift their leg and bring it down, and I'm building muscle in my legs. But I don't have to have a weight. Just by moving it, I'm keeping those muscles stretched, and I'm still allowing myself to build muscle tone, and I'm not losing muscle tone. That's going to be really important, not losing muscle. And so as I'm doing these things, and I'm getting my healthy proteins, our beans and our nuts and eggs, as we talked about, and I get a little bit of carbohydrates, but we don't need a lot because that can really have like the effect of sugar. So I have a little bit of carbs in there, which is going to be some of your starches. I'm eating balanced meals, lots of vegetables and fruits, and drinking water and keeping myself hydrated, which is going to allow all the toxins in my body to be taken out. So the water is so important that I have water. I drink healthy juices, like 100% juice is what I suggest. All the juices that we brought there are 100% without added sugar. It's important because that extra sugar is not needed. Juice by itself is fruit. It's already sweet. But I can take those in, but also make sure we don't use that to replace water. The water is so important as I'm moving because it keeps everything flowing like it ought to flow through my body, and the things that my body wants to get rid of is able to do that rather easily. So these are some things you can do. Chair exercises up against the wall or up against a counter or something that you can hold on. You can still do those same type of movements. You can even lift a leg. And if you want to work calf muscles, you're holding on to something, you can just go into those. Come back down. And these are things that can be done at home that are easy and they're safe, provided I'm making sure that I'm stable and that I can hold my balance. And know that this is really good for everyone. Balance is so important, and posture is so important. Lots of people, particularly even young people, are hurting themselves working out because they're believing that unless it hurts, I'm not doing a good job. And that's not true. When it hurts, I'm probably not doing what I ought to be doing for my body. I'm pushing it past where it should go. And that doesn't help me to do better. It actually injures me. And that's the opposite of what I want. I don't want injuries. I want to make sure that I'm healthy. So what are some things that you all do? You guys do any exercise, any movement that you like, that you prefer, that you share with someone else? Yes.
Pickleball.
Pickleball is awesome. They do that at the community center on Fridays. That's a great. You need to describe it. Not everybody knows what pickleball is.
Well, it's a paddle sport. You use a solid paddle like a table tennis paddle, and you use a wiffle ball. And the court is smaller than a tennis court. It has a net about the same height as a tennis net. And you score 11 for a game. You have to win by 2. You would play in doubles. It's a lot of fun.
Great, and it's a good activity. Like I said, I know Denby Community Center actually hosted on Friday, so you can get other people involved. And now you've been active. You got a set date or you know you're going to do something with other people, and that motivate you to get moving. Yes, ma'am.
I go to chair exercises while
Wonderful.
and the senior center.
And they do the chair exercises there too?
Chair.
Awesome. I know something else they do. They do line dancing.
Yeah,
I was over there.
Square dancing.
Yes.
And I do
And yes, they do. And I come there for meetings. I have a hard time focusing because they're jamming. And and they told me afterwards, they said, you should join us. You stop going to this meeting. You need to be out there. But they're moving and they're coming together as a community to do it. So it's going to be much more encouragement for you because you're actually meeting some of the other secrets as we get to them as well. And that's going to be the best thing. When you're doing a couple things at one time, you're going to be more likely to commit to it. And that's going to really give you benefits where you don't even notice that you worked up a sweat. You don't notice that you did this and moved that, but you start to feel better. You start to feel, you wake up and you're not as stiff. You're able to sleep better at night, which is another one we're going to get to. But these things all work together, really, not just individually, but all of these secrets work together that you might really be a healthier, happier you. Great suggestions. Great suggestions. Any others?
All business. Strengthen the arms and the shoulders. But not to excess.
Not too excessive, exactly.
Yeah. And of course, walking for your legs and the rest of your body.
That's right. It helps your respiratory system. Exactly. And the little weights, they sell them right at Walmart. They're like the plastic coated, so they're not really hard metal. Those you would do a small amount of. You're not trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, 200. I'm just like maybe 10, and then that's it. And being careful to do that. And if I'm seeing it even more, I'm healthy in doing it. And again, I test for myself. If it's hurting, then that means it's too much. I shouldn't be doing that one. It should feel light, pretty light at first. Because if you do it a few times, it's the repetition that should be building the muscle, not the fact that it's so heavy. Does that make sense? That shouldn't be building the muscle because that will injure. I want it to be a repetition that's building my muscle. So I want it to feel kind of light to me, easy for me to carry. Does that make sense? Wonderful. Anyone else have great suggestions? See? Yes, sir.
Yoga.
Yoga is wonderful. It's great. It actually provides a couple of the things that we're talking about today. It does strength and toning. It does with flexibility, breathing. And it also helps you to get into a good place where you're a little more calm. And so it's a good one. Tai Chi is similar in that. And they have a lot of Tai Chi tapes and yoga tapes, particularly for seniors. So they won't have you bringing your leg around your head, but they'll have you just doing light movements. And know this, for any exercise program, you don't have to stretch as far as they do or do it as hard as they do. You can do it as much as it's comfortable for you. Does that make sense? Like they may go way out here and you can go like this. And you're still doing it as much as your body is able to. And later on, maybe you'll do a little more. You don't have to do it as deep and go as deep into the stretch, as someone else goes. You can just stretch a little bit and you're still getting the benefit from it. Great suggestion. Any others?
Swimming.
Swimming is wonderful. Swimming is great. Riverside has a pool. I know Riverside has a pool. I don't know anybody else. Y has a pool. Thank you. And there's one of the community centers, Midtown. That's it. Midtown has a pool as well. And so getting membership there, you can swim all year round. So that's a great one. That's going to work with all your muscles and also your breathing, which is really good.
And they also use them have the water aerobics.
They do.
Swim. They do some water exercise, and exercising against the water gives you more exercise, but you don't feel it as much. It's better for you at our age.
Okay. That's right.
And dancing,
Dancing.
not just line dancing, but there are dance parties for seniors
Yes.
that are free.
There are.
They're a lot of fun. You get exercise without even knowing it.
That's right. That's exactly
Dancing
right.
is fun.
And that brings us right back to the social aspect, because you're interacting as well, which is one of our secrets. We'll get to that. But you're interacting as well, but then you'll do more than you would have done if you're by yourself, because you're interacting with people as well. It brings some of that livelihood, that vibrancy to it. And this is important if you are just trying to be healthy and happy, but it's also important if you're caring for a loved one to try to find those activities in community centers, YMCAs, senior centers. They exist in every one of our cities, in Newport News, in Hampton, in Yorktown. They exist. And so you can connect with those activities for either minimal cost or completely for free. That you can allow your loved one or you yourself can get connected, and it can provide all these benefits without really, a high gym membership or paying for a private, teacher or something like that.
And I might add that sometimes with your insurances, like Anthem and Nana, they have what they call senior, silver senior, and then you can go to the gym pretty much for no cost.
Mm-hmm. Great point. Anyone else? Great. All right. We're going to go to number 3. That was our second key. The first one was nutrition. The second one was exercise. Now we want to look at sleep. And that just flows kind of naturally. I'm eating well. I'm exercising. I should sleep well as well. And those 3 really, really work well together. If I'm eating healthy throughout the day, and at the end of the day, I'm not drinking caffeine. We talked about that. We talked about maybe in the morning gets me started, and I should have the more of my calories in the morning, so that way I'm having the day to sort of work off those calories as opposed to eating really, really heavy at night, because my body is harder to digest that now that I'm supposed to be sleeping. And so having those calories early, having caffeine if I'm going to have it earlier in the day, then moving throughout the day. By the time it's time to sleep, I'll be much more likely to fall asleep and to stay asleep, because that is really important. It's while we're sleeping that our bodies do what they're designed to do to heal themselves. That happens when we're resting, when we're sleeping. And it mostly happens when we're in what they call the rapid eye movement, or REM, or REM sleep. That's the sleep where you're dreaming. People say you're knocked out, you're snoring. And if they look at you, your eyes will actually be moving, because what's happening is you are in that place of that dream sleep, that deepest part of sleep, and your body gets the most rejuvenation, and it fixes and heals itself the most in that type of sleep. It's also during that level of sleep that your short-term memories become long-term memories. So if you're not getting a deep sleep, you're a lot less likely to remember what happened before. You're a lot less likely to retain information, because our brains are set up sort of like they built computers and file cabinets. I think the human body is the most intriguing thing. And most of the stuff we've made as people is based off of the human body. And so if you've got like a file cabinet for short-term memories, that means the things that I accumulated that day, the things I learned, numbers, phone numbers I received, or information, new information I got. At night, while I'm in that deep REM sleep, those files are being transferred into my long-term memory cabinet. Because in the morning, the short-term memory cabinet is going to start over clean. It starts over at 0 again. So anything that didn't go from short-term to long-term, I'm losing it. It's gone. So I need those new synapses in my brain to be created that I can maintain and retain that information. Sleep deprivation will cause me not to do that. And actually will affect us tremendously. Even people who have actual memory care challenges, like dementia, Alzheimer's, sleep is still so essential, that they're getting good, deep sleep. If you're going to sleep, but you're waking up every couple of hours, you want to actually seek help to get yourself on a good sleep schedule. That's not happening. We want to look at why that's happening. Again, caffeine could be a reason, but lack of exercise, lack of movement can be a reason why at night I'm not resting, because I didn't use enough of that energy throughout the day. So my body may be tired, but my brain will keep going. And as long as my conscious brain is not willing to shut down, so that the subconscious is always going. But when I'm sleeping, I'm not thinking as much consciously as I usually am. And so if that conscious brain is still processing information, or if I'm worried and I'm thinking about things, it's going to be so much harder for me to go to sleep. You want to actually set a location and a time for sleep, a place for sleep as well. That location is important. So rather than falling asleep on the couch in front of the TV, you're not going to get good sleep that way, because your body is telling itself, I'm supposed to be up looking at this television. Does that make sense? Instead, make your bedroom a nice, relaxing place. Make sure that you've got an atmosphere that makes you feel comfortable, the mattress and the pillows, the comforter that you like. Don't do a lot of activities in the place where you're supposed to be sleeping. Like watch TV somewhere else, exercise somewhere else, so that then your brain knows when you come to the bedroom, it's time for sleep, and it gets ready for that sleep. Do things that will help you to sort of calm down when it's time to go to sleep. Maybe a couple hours before sleep. Don't do very active, stimulating things before sleep. You want to be soothed so that you're able to really rest and really relax, because that sleep is so important. It's very important. People who've been, they've done studies, people who've been deprived of sleep, eventually they can even go insane. Sleep deprivation can cause that much problems within our own brains and within our own bodies, because we won't be able to heal ourselves and we're not able to really refresh the way we're supposed to be refreshing. The best thing to do is to set a good sleep schedule for when you go to sleep and when you wake up. And we'll talk about that with one of our other secrets, that your body sort of gets used to it. Every day around this time, I'm going to go to sleep. And try to make that natural. When do you get tired? You get tired around 8, you get tired around 9. Make that your time to go to sleep, as opposed to trying to force yourself past that time into a different time. Follow what your body's showing you, and then wake up at a good time in the morning. And don't sleep in too much or nap too much during the day, because then when it's time to really sleep at night, you may not be able to fall into that good deep sleep because you've already slept some throughout the day. So it's best to get that good sleep at night, wake up in the morning, take on the world, then come back and relax and get ready for sleep, that you can really rest and rejuvenate. Turn all the things off. Don't watch TV before bed. TV actually stimulates your brain. Your body can be going to sleep, but the TV will be waking your mind up. Even the internet, computers, it's the same thing. Social media, it wakes your mind up. So now it's hard for it to get back to the place where it's resting and able to relax and go to sleep. Because not just our bodies need to rest, but our minds need to also be able to come to that place of rest. And it's really key. Those three, nutrition, exercise, and sleep, they work very well together, and they're so key to letting your body do what it is designed to do, which is to work well. Our bodies are designed to work well. Does that make sense? Any questions or suggestions about that? Let's talk about sleep.
Can we take a break? I, for one, have to get up and move.
You should move. I think that's great. It's exactly what we should do. So let's do that. We're going to pause just for a minute. If you want to get up, you can get up right out of your chair. And this is a great opportunity for us to do some of those things we're talking about. I want to give you some housekeeping, because the restrooms are, you know how you came into this little hallway right here. You're going back into that bigger hallway. The ladies' rooms to the right, and I think the men's room is to the left, but it's right there in that hallway where you came in. Or again, this is a great opportunity to just for a minute stretch those legs. Exactly. Stretch the knees, stretch the legs, do some of these arm exercises, get the blood flowing, because it's not just about muscle tone. It's also about helping your systems to move the way they're designed to move. And as you stretch and you move your shoulders and you move your arms, the blood is flowing. And when that blood gets to where it needs to go, it carries oxygen, it carries nutrients, and that's what we need. We need that to get to every place we go. When we're sedentary, that blood's not getting where it needs to go. It's not bringing the oxygen and nutrients to where it needs to go. You got to get moving. See y'all. See, some of you are bringing it together. I see you got the movement and the nutrition. You walk to the snack table and you're getting healthy snacks. See how that works? It's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring them together. I wish we had some flat walls. That's the easiest way to do
Put this down early. I forgot to put it up. Would you like it?
Let's see. Oh, this? Oh, I don't need this one. I'm going to use this one. So, oh,
I just did
wonderful. What about the light? Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Just kind of sleepy. I think I might bring it up. I think I might share it. Yeah. Because we have some in the.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. The bench, that's awesome.
I went to class and I got out there and I took like 3 hours there. And I was there. And I did everything out there, studying and everything. And then go to sleep again. My mind still.
Okay. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge.
I don't know why you.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize. And they didn't have a lot warming. Compared to cold and a lot of us and this is under you can have a full sleep, and that's why I said I don't want
That's a great suggestion. We want to see the movie.
and we can sit for at least an hour.
Probably.
So I have been.
Now, I want to have you be active.
Yeah.
Number 2, yes.
Yeah, but we more collaborate with our
Well, actually, one of the because the main 3 are the main.
Oh, okay, so you're not gonna do this.
I am. But I'll cover that week long. Not as expensive.
Yeah, of course. And I'm finding out. So supplement, how can I have a possibility for you guys? I can.
Maybe even like she was saying, not everybody thinks it's not.
Because sometimes I think that waiting for sugar medicine,
And then let you ride.
there's something you have.
You don't want that to happen. I've already told I'm not going to bring up. His girlfriend and the board comes when they come to visit, so it's 4 years since something was on. And she said to him point blank, your mother is not going to know she gets that ill. You better find a way. And so
Looks like taking on
Thank
like
you.
their own house.
it's hard to get. I've been there different since I was 10. I've been done that.
All right, we're gonna come back together with our last 4. We got nutrition, we got exercise, we got proper rest. Now we want to look at spirituality. That's the 4th secret. Spirituality is the 4th secret. And spirituality is linked to religion, but it's not just religion. It is also so important that when we look at having a rich spiritual life, that it reflects on how we think about ourselves and our lives. That is also included in spirituality. Like my own place in the world is a part of my spiritual outlook. Does that make sense? And so they've done studies with those who made it to 100 years and beyond. They're called centenarians. I always mess that word up. But the centenarian study has showed that all of those who have lived past 100 years, they are very spiritually connected. whether they have whatever religion or afterlife or higher power they're believing in, they're actively involved, but that also affects their own view of themselves and their own life. So rather than having guilt and remorse and regret, they actually have a hope for the future. And that hope makes all the difference in the world. We were doing an emergency preparedness training once, and the gentleman who presented the information talked about the things that we need and how we can go 30 days without food, and we can go 3 days without water, and we can go 3 minutes without air. And he said, but people can only go 3 seconds without hope. Without hope, we die. And it will affect us, even with our diagnoses. You can see 2 people diagnosed with the same thing. One person has hope, the other person doesn't, and the one with hope will live much, much longer than the one who doesn't have hope. That outlook on life and believing that there is something bigger than me that's contributing to my life, and that there's a hope for my future will make a difference in our quality of life and how involved we get in all of these other things. Does that make sense? It really does make a physical, a tangible difference. You know, we think it's just, you know, just in our minds, but not at all. It can make a difference in health. It can make a difference in recovery. If there's an injury or accident, it can make a big difference. Spirituality is going to be very key. So what are some ways that we can increase our happiness and feelings of contentment in our lives? What are those things that can help us to feel fulfilled? Like I have a purpose. Do good things for others, yes.
An activity that you really enjoy that gives you peace within.
Yes, an activity you enjoy that gives you peace within. And that can be prayer, meditation, Bible study, a study group. There's lots of those inspirational things like the chicken soups that aren't necessarily to a certain religion, but they're inspiring. And those things can be very important. Anything else? What else can we do to increase that contentment and feeling of purpose?
Well, you mentioned about walking.
Mm-hmm.
And walking in parks and finding a very quiet area, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the silence of nature could be very rewarding, very healing.
Exactly.
In these dark times.
It's a good one, because it can be even a spiritual thing. That's exactly right. Being out in nature and just walking. You're around things that are living, and it's like you're receiving just the energy from being around things that are alive and living. So that can be very, very important. And in these years, as we progress in our years and as our loved ones progress in our years, spirituality becomes so much more important because we're looking at our lives. We're looking back to see, did I fulfill a purpose? Was I important? And we're looking forward to see, is there anything for me to hope for? And so I want to encourage you that you may see those who are maybe they've got a serious diagnosis, maybe they're aging, and spirituality becomes so much more important than it ever was. You want to feed that. You want to nurture that. You may not agree with it, but help them to live it out, because it will make a difference. Does that make sense? And if you have a faith and you have a person who's dealing with challenges, feel comfortable in sharing that. If they're family and friend, if they don't want it, don't push it on them. But you can share things that work for you, give people options as to something that can be a help to them. You know, if you're going to a great study group, you're going to a service, you're going to be reading or praying or meditating or something, you can involve them and ask would they like to be involved. It's important that we ask, of course, as we respect choices, but giving people options can provide a feel need that they don't have being met. We may assume that that area has been met, but it may not be being met. Provided that there's choice and options and it's their choice, is going to be the big deal. But giving options and allowing people to make those choices is so key in this area of life. Does that make sense? It's important. A lot of times we skip over that one, and it can connect with all the others. The fifth one is going to be socialization. The fifth one is socialization, and socialization means interacting with other live people. Television doesn't count. It means I'm having live interaction with live people, and that is going to bring me back to a place of vibrancy. Like when we talked about a lot of the physical activities, those can involve fitness as well as socialization. Does that make sense? Where now I'm interacting with people, but I'm also getting healthier while I'm doing it. The interactions with people going to bring energy to me and will give me more of a zeal to do things I would not necessarily do. It can take me out of the box and expose me to new things, but it's also going to take us back to that spiritual part that we're looking at by giving myself purpose, giving my life meaning. If I know somebody's looking forward to seeing me, if I know that there's an activity coming up that I plan to be involved in, those things can give purpose and meaning to life that we can neglect, but it's really to our detriment to neglect those things. So if you are looking to make your life healthier and happier, get involved, get connected. Doing things for other people can serve a spiritual purpose, but it also provides a social purpose. Where I'm interacting, going somewhere, doing something. If you're the caregiver, get your family member involved. Lose the guilt. You're not planning off on somebody else. They need to be around other people. That's not just you. They need to go outside of the house, be at the community center. There are places that do provide transportation and rides to do things like this. So we can look into those resources as to, well, if I can't provide the transportation myself, how can we get mom, get dad, get my sister, get myself to that community center? Some of them will come and pick you up, and then other times we have to look into other programs. Like Williamsburg has a wonderful program called Rides. They just come pick people up, and it's a great program. And we have some things in Newport News as well. And then also some of those activities, like being involved in adult daycare, can actually be paid for by your insurance. Because if the doctor realizes you need to connect and socialize with others 3 times a week or 5 times a week, if he's connecting with your caregivers and realizes that that's a need and he states it as a need, it can be covered by insurance. And so these are important things to look at, because getting ourselves and our loved ones connected to other live people on a regular basis is so key to staying connected and vibrant, especially if you're having, there's memory challenges and things like that. Those type of challenges actually lend themselves to working those out better when there's people around you. If you leave someone alone and they have dementia or Alzheimer's, they would deteriorate so much faster. And so it's important that we make those connections and connect with people, not just those who live in the household. We're going out and being a part of the world. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, so we want to list the activities we love and how they make us feel. So we just throw them out and I'm gonna write them on the board. Things you like to do and how they make us feel. Activity, feeling. Gardening, great. How does gardening make you feel? Old. Besides old, alive. Thank you. Make you feel alive. Oh, that's awesome. What else do you like to do? Dancing. All right. How does dancing make you feel? Young, happy. I heard some good stuff. Yes. All right. What else?
Sculpture, painting.
Okay. So all type of artistic. Crafts. Great. That's a good one. Crafts. Art. How does that make you feel? Creative. Yes. And that's great. That is so good on many levels. It's purposeful. It keeps your brain stimulated, your hands moving. So that's very important, that creative aspect. What else would you like to do? Cooking. Cooking is great. Cooking is wonderful. How does that make you feel? Bye. You don't have to eat it all. You can say some of it. But you can say, like, you can cook for like 3 days. You shouldn't really eat off it.
I don't know how to cook small.
I understand that. My family's like that too. You cook like for a whole day of people.
Family, you don't know how to cook.
That's exactly right. You know what? You can involve that with socializing, and then you give food away. Like you bake the cake, and you give out the slices of it.
I don't bake cake.
But if you did, don't eat those. But how does cooking make you feel? Accomplishment. That's good. Awesome. Accomplishment. And that's important. That's an important thing, to feel that feeling of accomplishment. You're doing something, you've done something, you completed it, what you started. That is really important. Give me a couple more.
Playing a musical instrument.
Instrument. Awesome. I'm going to come back to business. I like that. Instrument. Wonderful. That can include like singing also, where your voice is the instrument. Because how does that make you feel?
Expressive, gets you to express emotion.
That's awesome. expressing emotions. That is so healthy. It gets out of there what's inside you. That is so healthy that you're expressing and being creative as well. And you said visiting? Visiting is so good. Awesome. We can find all types of things. Socializing there. We're also connecting. It's like it's still a spiritual thing. And I'm going out and doing something for somebody else. But how does that make you feel?
We're connected.
Connected. That's a good one.
Good, yeah.
Connected. Okay. And that is important that we feel connected. When people feel disconnected, it's like they start to die. And so it's important. It doesn't matter what age you are. That is a very real thing. When we feel disconnected, it's not positive for our hearts, for our souls. So the sixth thing we want to look at, we just got two more, is going to be continuity. Now, continuity is about creating routines and schedules and sticking to them. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be rigid, because you can be fluid in that and make some changes. But to have a good schedule is going to allow you to make sure that you're getting all these things in. Proper nutrition, exercise, sleep, spirituality, socialization. You're getting those things in because you're moving regularly in regular patterns. It's also really healthy for us to do things cycles, because our bodies kind of agree with us when we do that. When we don't do things on any type of regular schedule, we have disagreement in all types of areas of our body. Like even in our continence and bowel movements and things. If my other schedules are regular, my body will line up in that way. But if I'm not regular in that way, I'll be irregular in another way. It's actually a big deal. And that can make you feel slow and sluggish throughout your day. But if your body knows we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, it will line itself up, and your body functions will actually function in that same way according to the schedule that you set up, which can be really healthy for you. Does that make sense? So we're going to do a mock schedule together, because we want to include those things we talked about. We've got sleep, exercise, nutrition, spirituality, socialization. And so what time do we want to say that we agree to wake up? Tell me a time.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? 8 o'clock? 7. All right, 7 is a good compromise. 7 is a good compromise. It's 6 and 8, so 7. Yeah. What are some things we can do when we first wake up?
Take your vitamins.
Exercise, vitamins, great. So we got a hygiene. So I heard somebody say brush your teeth, so you want to make sure you got your hygiene going there, and that's a big deal. Sometimes we can take breaks on the hygiene. We figure people aren't going to see us, but it's not good for our emotional health. Take care of yourself, even if you're by yourself, because it makes you feel good. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel good. And sometimes we can go a couple days and don't realize it's been a couple days because we took a break. It's best to set that schedule. That's real. We do that. You know, we don't tell people we do it. But it's actually not good for us emotionally to do that. And if you're caregiving, you want to make sure the person you're caring for, that you treat them up the way you knew they want to do that. You know, as much as you can help them to dress the way they want to dress and put on their earrings and their lipstick or whatever, it really makes a difference in their well-being. So we got hygiene, we got exercise, we said something else. Vitamins. And vitamins work best with your food, usually, unless they tell you not to.
Breakfast.
Exactly. So you got the vitamins with your breakfast, because what's happening is that your body is able to break down all those nutrients together. Otherwise, they focus too much on the vitamins, and you don't always get the nutritional value when you just take a vitamin without eating as well. So those work very well together. So now, we've done all this, so let's say it's 8 o'clock now. It might be 9, depending on how long. Because if you say it's 9, it might be 9 o'clock. What's the next thing we're going to do? We are ready for our day. What do we want to do?
Clean the house.
You want to go straight to cleaning the house?
That's what I do in the morning.
You can. Get it over with. You're being active. The Centenarian study also said it's good to do something spiritual first thing in the morning. They've done a study with the centenarians that they start their day with a spiritual activity, but it's also true with the world's richest people. They start their day with a spiritual activity. It sets the tone. Okay, I want to talk about Donald Trump. But it sets the tone for your day. So now you're thinking positive, you're feeling hopeful, and the rest of your day you have a positive outlook. So you might clean up, because even that can feel spiritual. You're getting rid of mess, you're getting things out of the way, you're opening up windows, you're letting fresh air in, you got light coming in. But then we also may want to do some type of spiritual activity, like walking. We talked about that. Meditation. You can have a daily devotions. There's lots of different things that we can do, but it can help us to start our day off well. You see what I mean? We can carry that with us. It's a good practice. And like I said, the people who lived over 100 and the people who own most of the world's wealth, they all do it. So probably they know something. You know? So we've done this, so maybe we're at 10. Maybe we're at 10. I think it's probably a good time to socialize. Get out the house. What are we going to do to meet some people? We got to go to the grocery store. We might see somebody there in errands.
Go to the gym.
Yep. The gym. Yes. Yes, gym. Senior center. Yes. That's great. And we don't want to be casual about this. We want to have a time that we're going there. I'm going there at 10 o'clock. Because it's something for you to look forward to, and it's a schedule you're keeping, and you know people are expecting you, and you're expecting something. Does that make sense? So now we're coming back, and maybe have a lunch at 12. All right, if you want to eat, we got to feed our bodies. So maybe at 12 noon, we're having lunch. We're going to have some afternoon activities. This is maybe a good time for visiting, because you want to keep going. You don't want to completely slow down yet, because you want to be the rest tonight. So maybe I'm visiting, maybe I'm going and spending some time with people. If I want to do a little TV, radio, music, things like that, I may do that. Shopping and your errands is a good time to do here. Gardening is a good one to do here.
Gardening is better in the morning.
So it's not as hot, yeah, because you might be hot. That's a good point. That's a good point. Exactly. So now I'm trying to come down. I'm preparing for dinner. I'm getting ready for my meal. I don't want to do too much active stuff. I had a busy day. I had a busy day. That was the goal, was to keep my day active. So in the evening, I'm getting to 5 p.m. I'm cooking,
Watching TV, listening.
watching TV, TV. That's right.
No, news is depressing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might not want to watch too much of it. You might want to keep connected though. See, that's the connection is good.
Listen to it in the morning, so
Good points. You got TV, we got music. Great. Now, as I'm starting to sort of get ready for bed, let's say I go to bed at 8. That's actually what my body wants to go to bed every night at 8 o'clock. Sometimes my family agrees with that, sometimes they don't. But 8 is when my body wants to go to sleep. So if I'm getting ready for that, at 7, I may want to take a nice bath. I might want to read a good book. These are things that will help me get ready for that I'm about to rest. Does that make sense? Yes. Oh, Val was just mentioning that. Yes.
I can't get into it. I shake too much.
But
She's into it. She does it an hour before she goes.
Yes.
And it is so relaxing. It's like a form of meditation. I used to have a meditation tape that I would listen to go to sleep at night. I don't even turn it on anymore. I don't have the TV on anymore. I do my coloring.
Yes.
Put the things up, and I am out like a light, and I sleep till the next morning.
She has a coloring book that's all spirit.
Oh, that's
well
awesome.
as others.
See?
It's wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. And they can do all types of things. You don't have to worry. It doesn't have to be Peanuts, Snoopy. It's mature adult coloring books.
Yeah.
And one of our giveaways, we're giving away a gift basket today. There are 2 adult coloring books and crayons in the gift basket, because those are some of the suggestions for things that we can do. And so I want to encourage you with those things as well. And so this is a good schedule. It doesn't have to look just like this. But if I've got a schedule and I write it down, schedule doesn't count if you don't write it down, because you won't stick to it. Write down your schedule, just the bare bones of it. Don't get too, descriptive, too legalistic, because you will stop yourself from being creative throughout the day. But just give yourself some guidelines, set some appointments, and do things in a certain time, because by the end of the day, you will have accomplished some things, and you'll feel ready to rest, and your body will be able to do what it's supposed to do and rejuvenate over the day. You'll be all types of needs within yourself, and you'll be a lot more stable emotionally and mentally, because you actually have this continuous schedule that you're going by. And if you're a caregiver, setting a schedule for your loved one, the person you're caring for, is so important. And you don't have to tell them the schedule. They will get to a place where they are used to it. So if you're late for dinner, they don't have to know how to tell time or see the clock. They'll know, I'm supposed to eat it. Is it about time? They'll know because they're into that schedule, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing because it allows them to have purposeful days and to still feel very much connected. And it provides somewhat of a security for us to know that each day there's some things I want to do and I'm going to be doing those things. It keeps me from having to try to remember so much. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is technology. That is the seventh key to the secret to longevity. And I didn't make it up. This comes out of the centenarian study of those who live over 100 years old. And they've actually, these are the things they do. They have good nutrition, they exercise, they get proper rest, they develop a rich spiritual life, they stay connected to others, socialization, they have routines and continuity, and they're connected with technology. iPad, iPhone, going online, researching things. They have things like WebMD, where you can look up information. If you want to know about yourself, you want to garden, you can look up what are the benefits of, like Sweet Annie, I was mentioning earlier, a herb, or the benefits of it by drinking in my tea. And you can just stay connected with things. There's a lot of information, so you don't want to get overwhelmed. And it's not something you want to do later in the day because it provides a lot of mental stimulus. But earlier in the day, my late morning or my early afternoon is a good time to connect with, social media is a good way. You meet old friends again, reconnect with old friends, to do those things. And if something stresses you out, eliminate it. Release yourself to eliminate it without any guilt. It's stressing you out. Treat life like Facebook. I don't like that. And then get rid of it because you really want to make sure that you're having the fullest life that you can. And those stressors, whether they're people or things, we don't need those in our lives. Stress can actually be so detrimental. All these 7 things we're talking about, stress can undo all of the good that all those 7 things are doing. And so we want to be careful to eliminate that from our lives as much as we can. As much as we can. I'm not telling you to cut your kids off and cut them out the wheel, but you may want to decrease interactions if you know it's going to be stressful. These are things you want to do. But technology can bring information and it can bring connections. Just be careful of the stressors. Be careful not to connect with things that stress you or bring more information than you want. Always remember, you can hit that button, shut it off. That's so important. So again, we're using technology today, which is an example of how you can go online. You can actually look at this. This presentation, you'll see, I won't turn around because then you'll see yourselves. You don't always want to see yourselves, but I will show you this. We'll go to another screen. This is our Google. I'm on Google here, and Google is my favorite search engine. It's a kooky little word, Google, and whenever I want to look up something, I go straight to Google. You can go to lots of different search engines, but that's the one I like. So give me a topic like senior activities, senior exercise, something we can look up to help us to be healthy. Gardening. Wonderful. So now we're looking up gardening, and it's going to come up with talks about gardening. There are places I can go. There are gardens I can go to, and I'm going to click images for gardening. So like just to show it around, to show you all that it allows me to then connect with information in lots of different places and just look for what it is that I want to look for, what's going to be helpful to me. So here we have some beautiful images of people gardening. And all of these images are connected to websites. So if I go, oh, I like that, I can click that and go to the website that's going to give me information about whatever it is they're doing in that picture. And some of you may be old pros, and some of you may want nothing to do with this newfangled stuff. But the centenarians have proven that being connected and using some form of technology can help me to stay vibrant and active because I'm able to connect with grandchildren. I'm able to connect with family members. I'm able to connect with organizations because I can find them and then find out what resources are available to me. I'm able to look up things and get more information right at my fingertips. So just want to encourage you, because those are the 7 secrets to longevity. Want to encourage you to get involved, get active, and allow these 7 secrets to help you and your loved ones to really be healthy and happy for the longevity of your lives. We want to improve lives and we want to lengthen lives. Thank you so much for that. Is there a question?
I was just going to mention that one thing that I found for older people is to use technology, use either Skype or Hangouts or FaceTime.
Yes.
They can see their loved ones without having to take a 5-hour plane trip.
Yes.
I mean, we talk to overseas. I have overseas family. We talk overseas every night.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that person and watch that child grow.
And they can see you.
They can see you.
Yes.
That's probably one of the best things with technology ever.
That's a good point.
Seeing people without having to go there.
That's a great point. We're actually using Hangouts right now. That's exactly what we're using to broadcast this. Yes, sir.
On the subject of technology, this will talk to your iPhone directly.
This is what I want you to do. Open up your notebooks and let's see what you have. If some people are going to get some gifts, but only people will have a post-it note in their notebook. So if you open your notebook and you got a post-it note sticking in your notebook, I want to tell you what you've won. All right, great. If you have the purple post-it notes, there are 5 of those. You get one of these mugs here. You see the mugs in front of you? Everyone, you get a mug. You get to take it home with you. Yes, somebody hand her her mug. Now, if you have the orange one, you get the gift that is from ears to you. So who has the orange one? I think I saw it. All right, this is a gift card for Panera Bread. This is from ears to you. Now, if you have the yellow one, there's one yellow one. Ha, she found it. She found it. Then you get the gift basket from BB&T. Awesome. Awesome. Now we have one more gift. This is from Always There Home Care. And this is for those who feel like I didn't have a post-it note in mind. So only these guys get to play. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. You know the little note card that you have here, you have a pen. I want you to think of a number from 1 to 20 and write it on the back of the, this is just for the people who didn't get a gift yet. Did not get a gift yet. Write it on the back of that card. Now, Natia, come from, I'm going to tell you the numbers so they know I'm not cheating. 1 to 20. From 1 to 20. I'm going to tell you, and whoever is there or closest to it is going to get this back. One number between from 1 all the way up to 20. Whoever's closest, I just told it to her, so y'all know I'm not changing it. Whoever's closest is going to get it. All right, so now flip your numbers over. Let's see who's got it. All right, I see a number. See the number. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Right. It was, what was the number? 17. 17. Who had 18? Oh. Awesome. That was close. Now, did all of our mugs get taken? It was 17. So she's 18 is a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Now, all the mugs get taken because if they didn't, that means that we have some absentee people who won. And you find a folder that has the purple in it. It's not your folder. If you find it, you gotta look around. You look around. You find it has the purple sticker in it. You get the mug. See, haha, you got it. I think there's one more. I think there's one more somewhere. Did you find it?
right there.
You just found it, but you were supposed to find it. All right, so she found it for you. Did we give away all the mugs? Did somebody win that one? No?
That's the one on the corner.
Do we have one more?
Right, I'm not helping
This-
no more.
That one hasn't either? Oh, y'all gotta look through the photos. We gotta find who won
There's
it.
another purple here.
Did she win it? Oh, there's something, you found another
We
purple.
found a purple, we found two purple.
Wow, so then
Okay.
you guys get this one and you get to give it to somebody if you want to give it away. Yay! Is there another? Or did we win them all? Did we win them all? Somebody won that one? No. Nobody won that one either?
Keep looking.
Keep looking to the photos. Look to the photos. Look to the photos. I know. Look at the photos. See if you see. Look at the photos. Look at the photos.
I already looked at these.
You looked at those already. Did somebody won? Oh, we did that one already. That was that one. Where's the winner?
Oh, here's one.
All right. Okay. You got our final winner. You got moving. You got get moving. There you go. So now we've got all of our gifts, and we're going to close up. Thank you all for coming. But remember, see our vendors if you have time to check with them. If not, get their card. That way you can get some information and stay connected with them. If you want more information from us, or if you'd like to be able to online, just come see Natia and make sure she has your email address. Thanks again. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today in this rain. We really